Hello everyone, today I'm going to be checking out Isla Newark, which is popular for their authentic Filipino food. The last time I had Filipino food was when I went to a Filipino food truck, and that was just such a positive experience, so I really wanted to check out a new Filipino restaurant. Let's go, I can't wait to try some authentic Filipino dishes. I just arrived here at Isla and I placed my order, and I'm getting a wide variety of dishes, so I can't wait. All the food looks incredible because they have some amazing pictures of it on their menu. All of our food just came out, but I'm gonna start off with our appetizer, which is their lumpia, and it's filled with chicken and vegetables. The lumpia is perfect. It's really nice and salty. I love the crispy exterior shell, and the inside is so flavorful. It's a mixture of ground chicken as well as cabbage, and it's really nice and peppery because there's a lot of black pepper in there. What I love about lumpia is they're really small. They remind me of mini egg rolls, and right here they do them very well because I like that they're really strong on seasoning, nice and salty and flavorful, and I also love that they're not overly greasy. They're really not greasy at all, so you could eat a whole bunch of these in one sitting. Now for first main entree, this is their Electron, which is super popular in the Philippines. It's basically a deep fried pork belly, so it's really fatty, and it's generally characteristic by the super crunchy skin on top. So let's give this a taste. My first bite of Electron. Wow, that is incredible. It's not at all what I was expecting. It is so crunchy all the way through. The top skin is super thick and crunchy. It must be like an inch thick. It's almost like biting into a really crunchy tortilla chip. And then beneath that, you have like 2 inches of fat, which is just like pure meaty butter. And then beneath that, you have the meat of the pork, which is really crispy and crunchy because it's been deep fried. This is definitely a must try. It's such a unique experience. I am addicted to it. Now for sisig, which is probably one of my most favorite Filipino dishes. It's a mixture of chopped up pork belly as well as chopped up pork ears, and then it's mixed with a little bit of chopped red onions on top for some crunch. They do a really solid job with their sisig here. It's a really nice mixture of the pork belly, which is nice and meaty, and then you have the contrast of the pig ears, which definitely bring a bit more fat to it. And then I love the top because it's really nice and crunchy and bright from all the red onions on there. And because they brought it out on this super hot sizzling platter, there's a little bit of char on the meat as well, which adds a nice bitterness and a bit of a crunch as well. And to top it all off, it's drizzled with calamansi juice, which almost reminds me of almost like a sour orange juice. So it really adds a nice sour, orangey, bright flavor. It's a little bit acidic, and it definitely cuts through the richness of this. Now I'm gonna be moving on to our last dish. This is one of their milkfish dishes, which is super popular. This is a milkfish sort of stew, and it's mixed with a little bit of potatoes, and I believe a little bit of spinach and possibly even taro. Wow, that's so unexpected, but in the best way possible. It's so sour. It's this rich, sort of soupy broth. It almost tastes like lemony and sort of acidic. And then the fish itself is so tasty. It really reminds me of a mackerel because it's a bit of a more oily fish. It's definitely on the fishier side, so it's really nice and intense. But compared to mackerel, there's no bones. I taste no bones, and it's also really rich and meaty. It's almost like the steak of the ocean. It also comes with so many different vegetables. I'm gonna start off with the radish that's in here. Wow, that's really almost like a palate cleanser because the radish itself has such a mild, subtle flavor, and it really just soaks up all the sourness of that broth. But I like that it's really nice and crunchy. It's a bit refreshing to take a bite of that and then like a bite of fish. There's also what I believe to be eggplant in here. That's wonderful. The eggplant is just buttery soft, and it's a really pleasant texture. I'm also really excited when I saw that there was okra in here. It was kind of hiding in the bottom. I love okra in Indian cooking, so I'm curious to see how it's going to go in this Filipino stew. I love the taste of the okra as well. It doesn't cling to the flavor of the broth too much, so it's a little bit milder, and I really like how that goes with the fish and some of the other more intensely flavored vegetables. There's also what I believe to be little bits of taro in here. It could also just be some sort of Filipino yam. I really love the taste of the taro in there. It's so flavorful. You really taste the rich taro-y flavor. It's almost potato-y and almost sweet potato-y as well. And it has a really nice texture. It's still a little bit firm while being cooked. So I like this, not kind of like mushy or dissolving. It just really holds its shape. What makes me really happy about Isla is they also give you a giant pot of rice here. So even if you eat all this up with your food, you can actually ask for more and they'll give you free refills on rice. The food was incredible, but I didn't forget about dessert. I made sure to get their halo halo, which is a very popular Filipino dessert, and it means mix. It's a mixture of all sorts of different things. There's shaved ice, there's even some ube ice cream on top, and there's a whole bunch of other toppings inside, like different jellies. And the way you eat it is you gotta mix it up. Now that this halo halo is mixed up, let's get a taste of this. I just took a bite of the halo halo and I had a little bit of the ice cream as well as some of the ice and the condensed milk. I love the creaminess from the condensed milk and I love the rich flavor of the ube ice cream. It's so ube-y and flavorful and you really get a nice crunchiness from the ice. Now let's get a bite with some more of the toppings. Here is a little bit some of the jellies and there's also some sweet corn and sweet beans in this bite. I adore that. I love the sweet flavor from the beans, and the corn actually adds a nice sweetness. It's a little bit of pop of flavor, and then I love all the coconut jellies, which are nice and chewy, and they definitely add a nice coconutty flavor to this, and I love the variety of the halo halo in general. This really does remind me of almost a cross between a shaved ice and the milkshake, just because the condensed milk in there and it's super creamy, but I think the main thing that I love about this is just the variety, but it's almost like getting 10 different desserts in one dessert because of all the different toppings in there. The staff here at Isla saw that I was making a YouTube video, so they gave me a free dessert. Right here, they gave me this huge piece of flan, so thank you so much to them because the service here was also great. But this flan looks incredible. It looks really nice and creamy, and there's so much sauce, or it looks like some sort of burnt syrup on here. You really need to try the flan here. It's just as good as the halo halo, if not even better. It's so rich and creamy. I love the texture of it. It's really dense, and I love biting into it. It's almost like a rich pudding. And it's so creamy and sweet, and I love the sauce on there. It's almost like a sugar syrup. It's just like caramelized and slightly burnt and toasty. It's so sweet, and it pairs perfectly with the flan. I think you all should check out Isla Restaurant. I love the food here. It was all delicious. I love the ambiance because I thought the decor is really nice here, and the service is great. It's super friendly, and the food came out super fast. And yeah, I really hope you all enjoyed the video. Make sure if you did, give it a like. And also, make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.